Hello, intuitive friends, and welcome back to the channel. Whether you are a member or a subscriber, if you're here for the first time, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. Intuitive friends, please read the title of this live stream carefully, as well as the description box. This is not a free reading. This is a $9.99 reading focusing on what may be possibly unfolding with fill in the blank. Intuitive friends, just a reminder that these messages that I channel on my here on my channel, whether it is content or whether it's a live stream, they are all for entertainment purposes only. Intuitive friends, if you're watching this after the live stream, feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell and all alerts. That would always let you know when there's another super chat live or the $5.99 or more donation only reading, as well as new content uploaded to the channel. That being said, intuitive friends, welcome back. Today I will be channeling messages focusing on what is possibly going on with fill in the blank. Now, I do have examples of the questions for this reading. All right. And those, you can find them down below in the description box, examples of how you can formulate your question. And let's review what's there now. All right, intuitive friends.
Have you heard about Pop-Up signing?
Oops. Okay, there we go. All right, intuitive friends. Let's see what's coming through here. What do I have on the description box? Let's review that first, so we're all on the same page. Remember, intuitive friends, this is not a free reading. There are no refunds and no follow-up questions. It is a $9.99 or $10 super chat only reading where I will channel messages for 10 minutes focusing on one question and one question only, and that is what is possibly going on with fill in the blank. Now, remember that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. If you're looking for messages that fit a specific storyline, confirm what you hope to hear, or assign meaning that aren't actually conveyed, then this channel may not be the right fit for you. All right, intuitive friends, let's take a look at the example questions for those of you who are interested in a reading today. One example of the reading of a question is the following: what's possibly going on with me and fill in the blank? Now, when you fill in the blank, that could be another person's first name or initial only of their name. I do not need anyone's full name. Please do not do so, because I will have to remove your message, okay? And that may actually interrupt your reading. So just giving you a heads up on that. All right. So what's possibly going on with me and fill in the blank? Now, when you write either the first name or the initial of the person that you would like to possibly know, you and that person was possibly maybe unfolding for entertainment purposes only. The only thing I need you to state is if it's a no contact, a new connection, this person ghosted you, this may be your spouse, or you're in a relationship, or it's a family member or family situation. Okay. So that's the only thing I need you to place there, because that helps me get specific cards or decks, I should say, specific decks that I will be doing your reading for. Okay. Another example of the type of question that you can ask in this $9.99 or $10 10-minute super chat only reading, focusing on what's possibly going on with another option. You have what's possibly going on with my new connection. Okay. So if you don't want to write someone's first name or initial, You can write what's possibly going on with my new connection, what's possibly going on with my marriage, what's possibly going on with this family drama, whatever it is, okay? Or a specific situation, okay? You don't have to give a lot of details, just, uh, you know, concise and summarize whatever that may be, okay? That being said, another type of question that you can ask, and let me show you the format, is what's possibly going on with, and then only state one area of your life. So, what's going on with my love life? Or what's going on with my career? What's possibly going on with my family situation? What's possibly going on with my spiritual awakening? Okay, those are just some examples. That being said, I'm going to jump into the readings, but first, let's review the legal disclaimer. Intuitive friends, please remember that readings should never replace professional, licensed, medical, financial, therapeutic, legal advice or professional, licensed, medical, therapeutic, or legal advice. Intuitive friends, if you're interested in finding out more about me, my credentials, private readings, and testimonial links are down below in the description box, as well as in the chat. That being said, let's see who's here. And we have, hello, Ed, welcome back. And we also have Monica. Hello, Monica. Okay. Ed, we're going to start with you. Thank you so much for joining. And Monica, you'll be right after Ed. And Ed's question here for entertainment purposes only is what's possibly going on with my spiritual gifts. All right. Thank you so much, Ed, for being here with us today. And let's dive into that question. But first, let me grab another deck here. Hold on a second. All right, sorry for the wait there. Just making sure I grabbed other decks here because this is a spirituality reading. So let's see what's coming through. All right, so Ed, thank you so much. Just a reminder that these messages are for entertainment purposes only. So let's see what's possibly going on with your spiritual gifts, okay? Let's see what is possibly going on with Ed's spiritual gifts. Okay, we have here blessing, cherishing the day. Now we see this beautiful dragon coming up from the waters, okay? Water is a symbol for the yin energy, okay? Receptive energy, intuition. And how this is coming through here is that there's this kind of like, it's more than just awakening. It's you working with and co-creating with the spiritual gifts that are already online and those that are coming in as well, or strengthening. Now, a very big misconception is that people only have one, um, one six, sixth sense, or one specific. We all have all of the senses: claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience, we have all of them. We develop some a lot more than others. Okay. So there may be some that you've always been very strong in, and there could be even more that are either coming online or that you are learning to master, develop, or work with. Okay. And here, cherishing the day, you see the person and their dragon, because this is actually the dragon rider and dragon type of energy here. Okay. Working with. So there's more coming in, but I do feel that there is this sense of ensuring or making sure that you are learning the signature. What do I call this? The signature, like what's the signature characteristics of that particular sixth sense. Okay. So how do you receive those messages? How do you decipher those messages? How are you able to know the difference between this is an intuitive message coming in versus you thinking, okay, thinking that this is what may be? So there's a sense here of like, it's funny because I'm hearing training your dragon. And that's just symbolism here of how are you understanding what the markers are or the symbolisms are when you are getting messages. Okay. What are the signature markers? So everybody has their own kind of like, for example, and this is just an example. Let's just take mediumship as an example. Some people may get a tingling sensation when they feel that a spirit is going to communicate through a mediumistic channel. Some people may, feel it in their gut. Some people just feel it all over. Some people sense that energy in the room. So we all have signature markers when it comes to our six senses. And this is talking about you either understanding the new ones that are coming in. How are you able to know that this is a intuitive hit, or know that this is coming intuitively rather than it being a thought or something that you are creating, okay, in your mind, right? So all the senses, all the six senses have their own signature marker, and it's different for everyone. Some people get tingling sensations. Other people see images in their third eye. Other people, there's just many, many different ways. And this is more about like, how are you noticing when your six senses are coming through, when it's an intuitive message or when it's your guides communicating or connecting with you. Okay. So what are those markers? And you kind of working with and co-creating with those markers. Okay. Let's see what else is coming through here for you. And you have, wow, it says the resting tree, patience and stillness. Okay. So one of the ways that you can connect and find out, okay, what's going on with your spiritual gifts is by you not only just meditating, but asking your guides through your meditation or through, maybe you take 10 minutes at the end of your day to connect with your, guardian angel, your higher self. But it's through the stillness of you asking them, or maybe there is something that, makes sense to you, right? Maybe you're like, okay, when I'm getting a message, show me a blue light, okay, on my third eye, or something like that. But there's sense of symbolisms here. You creating and co-creating symbolisms so that you and your guides can communicate, so you can communicate better with your guides, okay, or your spiritual gifts. So there may be some markers that you may need to establish, create, okay, when it comes to your spiritual gifts. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have them, you do have them, but it's sharpening them. Okay, so it's building your spiritual language between you and your guides, or you and your higher self. Okay, one of the ways that you can do that and fine tune that is by you, communicating with your guides. Okay, so when it's X, Y, and Z, show me, if I'm on the right track, show me a blue light. If I'm like way off, show me a red light. Or you know make me feel a sensation on my left side of the body if it's X, Y, and Z. Or make me feel a sensation on my right side of the body if it's X, Y, and Z. So again, it's you building your spiritual dictionary of not only symbolisms, but also in ways that you can see and understand um, when those spiritual gifts are coming through, and in the way or in the manner that they're coming through. Okay. um let's see what else is coming through here for you. Okay, what just flipped over? Interesting. Acceptance. This acceptance, it's not about accepting your spiritual gifts. Although if you feel that you've been struggling with accepting whatever that may be, okay, then that's what's coming through. But I feel here that this accepting is, again, this, you have two hands here. It's like the hands of the divine, or your higher self, or your guardian angel, your spirit, your spiritual gifts, and your hand. It's like the joining of, the co-creation, which is exactly what I was picking up at the top of the reading with this dragon rider and their dragon. It's making that connection. And what's interesting is you see the dragon rider. Hold on one second. Let me do that. Okay, there you go. You see the dragon rider's hand right here connecting with the dragon. And the dragon, of course, is the symbolism here of the gifts. It's you opening yourself up more, pushing away the self-doubt, pushing away saying to yourself, oh, I only have this specific spiritual gift and that's the only one that I have. You may have a whole lot more than what than what you're allowing yourself to open up to be. Okay, and that is that kind of like understanding. If there are more coming in or coming online, it's you understanding how to work with those specific spiritual gifts, and that requires the connecting with your higher self, or connecting with the soul connection, the ethereal connection, to find out the, like I said, the language of your spiritual gifts. When you feel this, or you see this, or you know, what does that mean to you? All right, we all have, as psychics, clairvoyants, mediums, we all have our own library of language or symbol, not just like language speaking, but symbols to show or to give us meaning in a reading or in whatever message that you're downloading. It's about you understanding what that symbol is. And if you don't have one, start creating one. Okay. You can tell your guides, like, when you're downloading a message, like, this is a symbol for this for me, right? And this, what it, you create whatever it is. But that's just an example, right? And I gave you a few more a little while ago. So it's about you establishing a communication that shows you what that specific symbol may mean to you when you are downloading those messages. Okay. Because I'm getting training the dragon. And training the dragon, again, as I said, is the symbolism. Yes, you accept your gifts. Yes, you're aware of them, but you may be also, in a way, not being more open to other gifts, right? So for me, for example, I would always say, no, I'm not a medium. I'm not a medium. All right. I'm everything else, but I'm not a medium. Well, yeah, I was a medium. I've been a medium since I was born. But there was something about me accepting the fact that, yes, you are a medium, that as a child, I needed to let go of the fear of that, right? So it could have been anything as easy as, okay, if, oh my gosh, I'm talking to someone who's not alive. Oh my gosh, the society's idea of what ghosts are, or the spirit realm. So again, that's, an example of when I was, a little girl, of why I always didn't want to say I'm also a medium, right? So there could be something like that happening here, where you're thinking, I'm only this section here, or I'm only a clairvoyant, or I'm only a clairsentient, or I'm only a medium, or I'm only this, when in reality there's a lot more to not only explore but to also develop. Okay. So those spiritual gifts that may still be either sleeping or waking up, you may need to be a little bit more patient, and you may need to resort more to leaning in to meditation, and leaning into creating your own, what I would call your spiritual dictionary, so that you understand the messages, the symbols, the signs that are coming through as messages for you. So that does take work. It doesn't come out of the clear blue sky. That does require some sort of, taking the time to build it with your guides, and you can. Okay. For example, as a medium, I always tell my guys, like, you just can't, I'm not just going to allow random connections here with, with those that have crossed over. There has to be a time and a place, right? So, that's my rule, right? And so you need to create your own kind of like library, sort of speak, your spiritual library, um, and devote the time necessary to understand those that have already come online, and how you can work with those spiritual gifts. Let's see what else is coming through here for you. I got 3 more decks, this being one of them. And I have 2 more for you. But let's see what else is coming through. What's possibly going on here? I feel that there is some sense of awakening, and I feel that it's not just like, the ones that you have already. There's something new coming in. And whatever it is, I don't know, because again, only you know what this may be about. But whatever one is coming in, not only does there need to be a sense of being open to working with it, but also understanding how to work with it. And that's something that you and your guides can work together with in order to build that type of not just connection, but understanding each other. Okay. I'm going to clarify this bliss here. And it feels like it's a very beautiful, happy union. Let's see. There we go. That flipped over and it says the shield. You are safe from harm. All right. That's one of the things that I was talking about earlier, which is creating your own kind of rule, so to speak. For example, my rule, right? One way that I keep myself not just safe, but kind of like a boundary between me and the spirit in the souls that have crossed over is that I only allow those spirits of loved ones, whoever, whatever, private consultation I'm doing or whatever reading I'm doing online, that's when they can come. So while I'm doing what I'm doing throughout my day, working, enjoying life, doing other things, they're not allowed to just jump in and take over, okay? Or give me a message at that time. What I'm talking about is mediumistic. So there's a specific day, there's a specific time, and there are specific things that I do to let the ethereal know, to let my guides, to my higher self know, okay, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to give a message. I'm ready to do X, Y, and Z. So that is one example of what I was talking about. And sure enough, you ended up getting the shield. You are safe from harm. So another thing that's coming through is what rituals, invocations, prayers, what are the things that you do before you set time to work your spiritual gifts? Okay. So, for example, obviously, you guys don't see the things that I do behind the scenes. But before I sit down and do a reading, I just don't sit here and just like, okay, open my camera and say, okay, let me just jump into a reading. No, there's certain things I do behind the scenes to prepare me to get myself in the state of stillness so that I am more susceptible to understanding and feeling energy when I'm doing this work. You see what I mean? And so some people, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying some people are very afraid to work with their spiritual gifts because they're afraid, oh my gosh, what if it's a negative energy comes in? What if this? What if that? Well, that's simple. Create a ritual, an invocation, a prayer, whatever it is that you need to do so that you can strengthen your auric shield. That's what this is talking about. So you can create a safe space so that when you are working with, practicing, or like in my case, I have clients when I connect and do what I do as my spiritual work, that I'm not doing it out of fear. I'm never afraid of, oh my gosh, what if a negative spirit is going to come into my reading? You know why? Because that's not what I allow. I don't allow for that energy to happen. Why? Because there are things I do behind the scenes that I know it's not going to happen. Period. That's it. There's no if, ands, or what's about it. So I have a very tight and strong ethereal team who's not going to allow that to happen, who's going to protect me from that. So because I have that, those rituals, those things that I do behind the scenes, I know that I'm safe to work. And so for you, this is talking about perhaps either one of the two things that I was talking about: the place and the time of when you allow yourself to open up to practicing your spiritual gifts, but also here, also allowing yourself to create some sort of, you could create your own invocation, your own prayer, your own rituals, your own steps that you do before you jump in and connect or practice or do whatever you're going to do with your spiritual gifts, right? So creating or maintaining a strong ritual. Okay, you have here, this is coming up. You have here, your secrets are safe. Okay. Trust is very important when it comes to spiritual gifts. You need to build the trust between you and your guides. And like I said, the spiritual language for both of you to understand each other. And you are the one that says X, Y, and Z. So if you say, have me feel a sensation on my left side of my hand when I am, when I'm saying, when I'm getting a message, and I know that that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something here about building your trust with your guides. And at the beginning, you might need to be that specific. As you develop and grow, perhaps you won't need that as much because your sensitivity will be stronger. And the more that you work and practice with your six senses, the better you get. Not at the senses, at you deciphering what your senses are telling you. Because your senses have always been there. Your six senses have always been there. It's you understanding how to work with them and understanding what I call the spiritual signature of how your guides give you your messages, whether those messages are through claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, claritangency, smell, feel, touch, mediumistic, which is dealing with those who have crossed over. Okay, there are many six senses, and so it's you trusting the messages that you're getting. And at the beginning, especially if you don't have your spiritual language set up for it or your markers, okay, then it's going to be difficult for you to trust what you're seeing, feeling, or sensing. So that's how this is coming through. Okay. So continue to build a strong connection between you and your guides so that it becomes more of a fluid type of trust. See, when my guides tell me a message, I don't doubt. I know that that's the message. Even if I have zero tangible evidence, I trust my guides. Why? Because I built that trust over many years. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 1 year or 2. It takes a long time for you to let go of that fear within. Oh my gosh, what if I'm wrong? If I'm wrong, it's not that the guides were wrong. It's my interpretation of the message that they're giving me that I could be wrong. So, it just means more practice, right? And so that is the type of energy that I'm getting here in regards to your gifts. Let's see what else is coming. Look at that. Locked doors can now be open. Yeah. There's this kind of level of either leveling up or of activation that is happening or has been happening for quite some time in regards to your connection with your guides. Okay. So there's this energy here of things that haven't been available to you, or that you haven't allowed yourself to be available for because maybe you've been sleeping up on it. Okay. It's work. It requires consistent practice in something in order to develop not only that connection and trust, but also to build up the spiritual stamina. All right. The spiritual stamina. All right, so definitely here, like I said, there's some that are already online. There's some that are already here or coming through. They're coming online, but you need to know how to work with those energies, okay? And accept. I also feel here that acceptance has a lot to do with opening yourself up to suggestions, to advice on how to do X, Y, and Z. You know, there's no kind of one way and that's it. There are many ways to get to the outcome of something. So what worked for me may not work for you. What worked for you may not work for somebody else. Okay. So that's why this message here is coming through for you in regards to being aware of that connection, dedicating the time and the focus, because something that was asleep or something that you didn't even see as a possible sixth sense may be unlocking, it may be coming through. And that's why I kept hearing Clara audiently training the dragon, right? So the rider and the dragon need to work together in order to, it's like the Avatar movie. Remember when Sully would first got on that dragon, whatever that thing was? He didn't understand it. He had to kind of like, oh, this is a new skill. So every sixth sense that we have, all available to us, requires practice and requires the you connecting with it so that you can not only understand how it's unlocking, but understand the spiritual signature that is connected with it. All right, let's see what else is coming through. Let me see something here. How are your guides helping you in this process of your sixth senses coming through, your spiritual gifts coming through? And you have here light. What is this? Light dancer, illumination, the radiant self, shining the soul. Again, the hand connecting with the ethereal is you actually reaching out or making a schedule for yourself. Maybe you might say, okay, listen, I'm busy. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. My life is busy. Okay, understandable. What are 2 days during the week that you can dedicate to connecting more with your spiritual gifts, to practicing it, for meditation, for creating, those markers that I said, so that you can understand your guides better, or the messages that are coming through a little bit better. So again, acceptance or working or co-creating together. So the more that you meditate and connect, and yes, life is busy. The human world and human life is busy, but taking the time to allow yourself to connect. Give me another one. How else are you connecting here? We have here the leap, ecstasy, bliss, belief. Like I said, belief has a lot to do with trust. Trusting what you're seeing, feeling, or sensing. Okay? Believing in the power of the connection between you and your guides and how they're communicating with you. But again, if you're having trouble with that, then you need to find ways to explain, just having a conversation with your guides and letting them know, listen, when you want to say this, or when you were telling me that, show me the symbol, or have me feel a tingling in my solar plexus chakra, or tingling behind my neck, or whatever. I mean, I'm just saying different examples there, but that's going to be something that is very specific and unique to how you and your guides connect. And that is part of the connection with your spiritual gifts. Okay. All right, let's take a look at your last and final. And then up next, we have Monica. Last and final card. What is the message here? The advice in regards to your spiritual gifts. What is possibly going on? Give me more. All right. And this says speak up. Exactly what I just said. You having communication with your guides and giving them a clear time and date. For example, let's just say, pretend every Sunday at 12 o'clock, I'm going to meditate and work with my spiritual gifts. You're going to create your own invocation or prayer before you start doing that. You're going to do whatever ritual that you do. Example, sage. Okay. You don't want lower vibrational energies, right? So you sage your energy field. Okay. I like to work with Archangel Michael. Everybody is different. You don't have to, but I do. So that's one of the invocations that I make or that I do. You know, there are a lot of things that I do behind the scenes before I sit down to jump and work, or well, now I work my spiritual gifts, but when I was developing, fine-tuning my gifts, that's the type of work that I did. I had to do my work before I was able to work with my gifts. And sometimes people think that yes, I have, yes, you have spiritual gifts and that you can work them right away. But you got to understand what your spiritual signatures are, because if you're getting a message and you don't know how to interpret that message or interpret that sign or interpret that feeling or interpret that tingling or interpret that image, then you're not going to be able to trust it and use it, right? So that's why there's this, and you'll hear many spiritual people say this, many people who are mediums, who are psychics, who are clairvoyants. You have to know how to work with it. You have to understand what that symbol, that sensation, that light, that color, whatever it is that you use, what that means to you so that you can interpret it. And the more that you build that language between you and your spiritual gifts and your spiritual gifts in you, the more you're able to understand, oh, I get it. When it's this, it could mean that this is it, right? So example, give you another example. Flowers. Flowers are celebration for me. When my guides show me flowers, I know one or two things. Either it's a celebration, okay? So either someone is celebrating something, so there's flowers, or there is a connection with someone going to someone's gravesite and bringing flowers, okay? So my guides know that symbol, what that symbol means to me. It might change in a reading. Okay, it might change. They may show me that, but then say, hey, this is what it is. Sometimes they'll show me flowers and it's like, well, it's a specific flower that person who crossed over had a connection with. But again, you got to build that type of kind of spiritual language. And sure enough, you have here speak up. Okay. Speak up says repressed truths will weigh heavily on your heart. Now is the time to release those unsaid words. I feel for you, it's more like the trust factor, trusting what you're seeing, feeling, and experiencing when you're working with your sixth senses. It says, and set your soul free. allowing yourself to experience lightness and happiness once again. Remember, spiritual gifts are not burdens, they're blessings, right? And sometimes they may feel like burdens at the beginning, especially, when I was a child and didn't understand. My mom wasn't, a medium. My mom wasn't a clairvoyant. Okay. So it was more difficult for me. Okay. Um, but when you do have people that are developed in those six senses and really work their spiritual gifts, this is why you will hear a lot of them say you got in. Yes, meditation is important. People are like, do I have to meditate? Yes, you do. Sorry, there's no shortcut. Even I have to do it. Okay. So and even when you're super developed. Okay. So when I was 5, I didn't understand about meditation, but I did know about prayer. So I was always praying to my guardian angel. Okay. So again, it's you speaking, creating a language that you and your guides will understand, that you will use as your spiritual signature. And that's what's coming through for you. So here, hopefully that has helped. It's giving you some type of clarity in regards to continuing to connect with your six senses. Okay. So it doesn't happen overnight, but it does require consistent work, effort, and practice. All right. That being said, Ed, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share. And thank you so much for coming through and stopping by here in this reading. All right, up next we have Monica, but first I want to say, intuitive friends, welcome. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Lexa Tarot, and I am a second-degree Reiki practitioner, as well as an intuitive tarot and oracle reader. And if you are interested in learning more about me, my client testimonials, or my credentials, just take a look down below in the description box. Intuitive friends, this is a $9.99 or a $10 super chat reading, where I'm going to be focusing 10 whole minutes focusing on what is possibly going on with fill in the blank. Examples are provided in the description box as well as in the chat. And if you are taking part from another type of currency, then I would suggest, intuitive friends, for you to take the time to see if your currency in your country equals to $10 here in the US. Okay, so that's something that you need to do on your own before you hop in and join in. All right, especially for those of you who are in countries that the currency is a little bit different. That being said, intuitive friends, all right, up next we have Monica. I'll take a look to see if there's anything in the chat. If Ed shared here. But yeah, Ed, so that's basically some kind of like spirituality 101 type of lesson there. All right, let's see what's coming through here in the heart. That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. It was incredibly helpful. I truly appreciate you taking the time to teach me. The tricks and techniques you shared will be especially useful going forward. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope, you dropped some roses there. So that makes sense to you. Wonderful. Validation, confirmation. Thank you so much, Ed, for stopping by. And of course, your generosity. Let us welcome Ascending Universal Butterfly, who is a volunteer moderator here on the channel. Welcome, Ascending Universal Butterfly. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. We have Monica. Hello, Monica. Welcome back. All right, so Monica, I do want to say I hope that you got the message that last time you were on. I did channel a message for you. Hopefully you were able to get that and see that. So let's see what's possibly going on with Monica's husband manifestation. Okay, let's see what's going on with that manifestation. I feel that this is very similar to that to the message that, because I'm already getting, it's going to be similar to the message from last time, but we shall see. All right, so let's see. Basically, this is love, right? So what's possibly going on with Monica's husband manifestation? Oh, she's getting very specific. Husband. She just doesn't want to just date. She wants a husband. Yes. Date with intention, honey. Date with intention. All right, Monica. Let's see what's coming through for you, my dear. Whoa. What flipped over here? And it says, encourage effortlessness. Look at that. I told you, I'm going to tell you, don't be upset if it sounds like your last reading, because I already called it before this card popped out of the deck. Number one, encourage effortlessness. You may think that it requires a lot of work in order to meet or to connect with your husband manifestation. And this is saying it is not as difficult or as challenging or as whatever other word, okay, as you may think it is. Number one, you see this person, they've come out from the lotus. Lotus is a symbolism of a new cycle. It's emerging from the murkiness of the past. You've emerged from the murkiness in the past. Here's the thing. What efforts are you putting in to radiate or to shine both your inner beauty and your external beauty? What are you shifting here? What is new? Not just self-care. What are you doing? Are you connecting with people, places that there are single people? What are you doing differently when you go out there to connect with people? Brand new, and I'm not saying that you need it. I'm just giving you examples, okay? Brand new haircut, makeup, zhuzhing things up, your wardrobe, your attitude, your energy, you putting yourself out to not just manifest your husband, but to pull in that energy towards you. Because this person here is in her divine feminine energy, meaning she's radiating a brand new chapter, which means brand new look, brand new haircut, brand new, I don't know, makeup. If you didn't wear makeup before, maybe try putting light makeup on. Uh, if you just walked around in sweats, there's some people are attracted to that, because Lord knows that I turn a whole lot more heads when I have my yoga pants on than when I have my slacks. But whatever it is, what is it that you're externally doing to create a brand new, refreshing look? Okay, just like, and this is just an example, the home. Sometimes you do need a new, sometimes the home does need a new, fresh paint, a coat of paint. Sometimes, you had and this is just, again, symbolism, examples, because this is what my guys are showing me, a sofa that you had for 30 years. Okay, well, maybe it's time to get rid of that sofa and bring something new. Again, that's symbolic. So this is talking about what brand new things are you putting the effort in so that you can encourage the effortlessness of you connecting with your divine energy. Okay? I don't care what people say, if they agree or disagree. Okay? So I really don't care. I'm just saying. Men are visual people. All right? People could get upset at me all they want. All right. And not only just men, there's some signs that are very much into aesthetics. Give you an example. Libra, why is ruled by Venus. Taurus, why is ruled by Venus. Okay. Planet of love, planet of beauty. Okay. Beauty is whatever you make it. Beauty is whatever you make it. All right. Inner beauty, outer beauty, shifting some things. Okay. I have a pair of sneakers. They're all dribby drabby. I need a new pair. So I'm going to get myself a new pair of sneakers. Why? Well, because I need a fresh new look. My sneakers don't look all that fantastic. Guess what? I need a haircut. I want to style my hair differently. Okay? So people can say, oh, but it's not just about external. No, it's not. But guess what? That helps. I don't care who disagrees. It is the truth. So if there's anything external or internal that you need to continue to unleash your divine feminine energy, and however you define that to be for you. Okay? I know what it means for me. It may be different for you, but you got to find out what it is, because when you do, you're going to be able to attract that divine masculine energy. Okay. So there you go. So that's one. Let's keep going. I love the manifestation of a husband. It's like, you know what it is? And this is what sometimes people, oh, but I'm a minimalist. I don't like to. Okay, that's fine. You're a minimalist. But I'm not going to go to a 5-star restaurant in my sneakers and yoga pants to a 5-star restaurant. Okay? You just have to know the time and the place. When I'm going out, yeah, you could tell I'm going out. You could tell. It's not just a regular. I have my regular day-to-day look, which is fine, because I always say you never know who you can meet, even in the produce section. But yeah, when you go out, when I'm going to a in-person speed dating event, damn sure I'm putting all the divine feminine energy on in display. Doesn't mean that I'm going out with hardly any clothes on my body. That's not my style. But I know how to convey sexiness by putting on something alluring without showing my whole entire body off. You see what I'm saying? So let's see what else is coming through here for you. Manifestation of your husband. Embraced. It's like I said it. I don't know. Maybe I'm psychic, medium. I don't know. You tell me. Same thing I just said. Embrace the change. New hairstyle, new makeup routine, new clothes, new, I don't know, whatever, new hair color, new whatever. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, embrace the change. And right behind it, you have courage. Have the courage to explore something new, do something new, go out there. I'm sorry to inform you, but there's no such thing as like your husband is going to land in front of your doorstep. It's not going to happen that way. Trust me. I have some clients that I say that to. I'm like, no, you got to do the effort. You got to go out there. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, but I have kids okay. What? Nobody says that you have to go out every single week. Nobody says you got to be partying every single weekend, especially when you have children and you have other responsibilities. But twice a month, what are you doing twice a month to get yourself out there and connect with people that are single? That's what you need to ask yourself. What am I being proactive? Because there's something about effort and change and being brave to get out of your comfort zone. It's not going to happen out of the clear blue sky. You need to go to and be like action oriented inspiration. Oh, I feel like, taking part in this singles event. I told you. I told you before I even started this reading that you were going to hear the same thing that you heard before. I warned you. And sure enough, that's exactly how this is unfolding here. Nothing mad. That's fine. Maybe, some of us need to hear it more than once. That's fine. But I'm very transparent. Something here needs to shift and change. And it's not just about going to a spa and getting a massage. It's about what are you doing actively to get yourself out there and connect with other people. That's funny because I saw on Instagram, it's called The Time Left. It's people who are single, and there's so many different single things on Instagram. You got Time Left, you got meetups, there's so many different things. Why? Because there's so many people that are single. Okay, so hello. That you can do around your town or city. A group of people, that the other one that I saw were 12 groups of people that are all single and all want to go out and have dinner just to hang out and get to know each other. That's a wonderful way to get to know other people. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's not about meeting that person. It's who that person may know that may bring in a possible connection. So you may not be interested in the people that are there, but maybe there's a female there that you're like, hey, listen, do you have any brothers, cousins, uncles? I don't know, whatever. Networking. We got to be creative. I know the dating scene is a little bit rough. What do we have here? Loyal heart. Okay. Yes, you're looking for that heart-to-heart connection. Okay, loyal heart. Just loyal heart is about devotion. It's about saying, you know what? I'm going to remain devoted to this particular project, right? I'm going to put all my heart and soul in embracing the change. And by the way, I didn't even read this. It says, embrace change and welcome new possibilities. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you a story, which I have already shared on my channel, but I'm going to share it again. There's someone, actually, I don't want to give too much away, but there's someone that I knew, okay, that I know. And I want to say 2 years ago, 24, 2 years ago. And I said to this person, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to do things that you haven't done before in order to get a whole different result. She was a little bit hesitant at the beginning. She didn't know how to go about it. And I was like, well, gave her all these ideas. And sure enough, she got out of her own way. She didn't manifest. She wasn't praying. She wasn't doing it. Nothing spiritual. She just decided to do something different and give someone an opportunity that originally, many years ago, she didn't even think about this person being in her radar. This person has been in her radar for quite some time, around her circle. She never noticed. She didn't give this person an opportunity or a chance. She kept doing the same thing, going over here, going over there, doing this, doing that. She changed her perspective. She changed what she was doing. She got of her own way. She's now getting married at the end of this year. I'm attending the wedding. When I tell you that you changing something, shifting something is going to shift the energy, that's what I mean. So, Be courageous. And by the way, this says courage lies within you. You have the power to overcome anything. All right. Now, here's the thing about manifestation. We manifest, but then we hang on to the manifestation. That's not how it works. You got to manifest and let it go. You can't be obsessing over it. You can't be checking up on it. You can't be like, where is it? I've been asking for all this time. No. You got to manifest, let it go, and then you do the work that requires this interaction to happen. Okay? Let's take a look here. Give me more. So, yeah. You know why I'm laughing? Because I'm hearing husband or us. You remember Toys R Us? That was an old company back before, whatever. I'm getting husband or us. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, I know. You got to be willing to place yourself in new places where you can meet single people. Can it happen as you're walking down the produce line? 100%. It can happen. But you got to be open to that. See, I could strike a conversation with anybody, anywhere, at any place. But that's a skill. You have the angel of, I was going to say, that's a skill and strategy. It's so funny. Angel of strength, okay? What is within you that seems to be a little bit insecure or apprehensive? You need to find out what that is, okay? Because this lion symbolizes a part of yourself that either feels insecure or has some sense of apprehension about something. The angel of strength is here to say change is needed. 50. We drop the 0, we look at the number 5. Change. 5s are the number of change. Something needs to shift or change within yourself, whether it's you believing, you holding on, having an expected outcome, finding it difficult to go with the flow, finding it difficult to create, whether it's an outward makeover change or whether it's an internal perspective change, but something needs to shift or change. You need to create the strategy on how to approach those single events with a sense of confidence. Solar plexus chakra. Okay? Confidence is going to be key. Like I just said, I could approach anyone and just make conversation. You know what I mean? So you have to find strategy, techniques. What are some ways that you can sharpen those techniques? Comfortable opening conversations, comfortable starting conversations, comfortable attending places by yourself, comfortable going to a singles event in person, comfortable with rejection, comfortable with the possibility of doing something different, so something different can manifest in your life. You see, you got to let go of the fear. And so the angel of strength is here saying you need to tame that which is within yourself that has a sense of hesitation or apprehension, or that has a fear or uncomfortability. Oh, well, I don't like this, that, and the other. Okay, listen, I don't like to wear skirts a lot. I really don't. I don't, because I went to private school and I wore skirts for like a lot of years in my life. But if I'm going out to a singles event, yeah, I'm putting on a skirt, or I'm putting on a casual, sexy something. You know what? I'm going to show the features, my features, right? I know I have beautiful eyes. People say that to me. Oh, you have such beautiful doe eyes. Okay, wonderful. I add extra coats of mascara to my eyes. Oh, you have sexy lips. Well, guess what? There goes that beautiful, infallible lipstick that doesn't, fade away. I put those. I accentuate what I have externally. Now, internally, I work on my confidence. I know that not every first date is going to be a first date that I'm going to have a second date. I know that. I'm okay with someone doing the same with me. So there's certain things that you kind of like got to develop a tough skin in order to be like, okay, because if you're going to go out there and you're going to feel bad every time it doesn't go your way, then you're not going to be able to reign in your divine feminine energy. So I know when, like, okay, this first date is not going to go past this first date, and I'm okay with it. I'm also okay with being single. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't feel comfortable being single. They always have to be in a connection, in a relationship. They cannot be single. They cannot stand being in their own solitude. That's another thing, right? If you cannot find happiness with just being by yourself, then that's also something that you need to look at, right? So why do I feel the need that I have to have a husband? Or why do I have the need that I have to have a boyfriend? Or that I have to have another person in my life? Okay. So again, that could be some type of internal struggles or some type of situation that needs to be tamed internally. So again, I'm getting outside factors, inside factors. At the end of the day, you doing the changes that you need to do in order to get yourself out there and explore. Okay. All right, let's take a look at your last and final advice here. We can't say, oh my gosh, the manifestation isn't working if you're not leaving your house, if you're not making time twice a month or once a month to take part in singles events, in single people who are single. And I'm not talking about on the internet, okay? Because anybody could gaslight you and catfish you. You can't do that in person. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying in-person single events. I don't care if it's 12 people sitting together and having a meal together and nobody knows each other. I don't care if it's a singles group all learning how to freaking make pottery, doing X, Y, and Z, playing volleyball. I don't care what extracurricular activity it is, but you got to look for places and hobbies and passions and things that you like where you are in the presence of other people who are also single. Okay. All right. Let's see what else is coming through. Patience. Da, 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 da. Remember what I said? Things like this don't happen overnight. But patience is key. The universe's timeline doesn't always align with our desires. Like, I can't make this up. All right. It says here, but it weaves the future in its own way. The delays you're experiencing are preparing for the miracles you are waiting for. Forcing things won't speed up the process. Instead, it may cause you to miss miracles meant for you. Okay, patience and strategy. You want to rush a process that cannot be rushed. You want things to happen when you want them to happen. That could be your internal struggle. You're used to controlling things. Yes, you can control your career. You could control how much money you make and earn. I always tell people, there's a lot of things that you can, that you can control, but there are a lot of things you can't. Love is one of them. You can only try to maximize. See? Strategy. You can only try to maximize. Well, how do I maximize that area that I can't control? I gave you tons of examples. Okay? So, angel of strength, again, having the patience, the grace, the calmness to tame that lion with time, care, and lean into your emotional strength. Ooh, my left ear beats like no tomorrow. Lean into your divine feminine energy. Okay. All right. Let's see if you wrote anything here. Dear Alexa, yes, I got the message. Oh, okay, wonderful. Happy that you did. Haha, yes, husband. Yeah, I like that. It says, I've been leaving my house and I feel confident. Yes, good. Keep doing it. There you go. Yes, let things happen. Divine timing. Go out there. Keep doing it. Not just once, not just twice. Continue that momentum. That's exactly what they're saying. See here? Let things unfold. Have the patience. Strategize. Go out. Have fun. Connect. That's it. I mean, basically, I just feel like this is, I believe, I feel confident. Yes. Go out there. Go get them. I thought the guys were telling me to let things happen. Here we go. The universe's timeline doesn't always align with our desires, but it weaves a future in its own way. Patience. Yes, things are going to allow things to happen. We got to put effort in those things. They're not just going to pop up, but there's also patience is required. I talked about that also here with the loyal heart. Okay. That being said, I hope these messages have been insightful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, Monica. I hope this has given you some sort of clarity. Keep doing what you're doing and allow divine timing. It's going to happen. It's going to happen at the right time. Okay. Not at your time, but at the right time. So keep doing the things that you are doing. Okay. Whatever it is that you're doing actively, continue to do it. Look at that. That's you out standing on top of that lotus, radiating in your divine feminine energy. Okay. Intuitive friends, if you are interested in a $9.99 or $10 reading, come right up. Monica, I feel that this is really, really good. I'm happy that you are going out there and that you're allowing things to unfold. Allow things to unfold. Patience is key. Okay? Patience is key. And I cannot wait to hear how things unfold for you. Ooh, discovery just popped up. Discover the treasures within. Follow your passion. Interesting. Intuitive friends, if you're interested in a $9.99 or $10 reading, please come up and take part. Intuitive friends, I'll be leaving shortly, but first I do want to remind you to take a look at your collective readings. We got the monthly August readings, we've got the singles readings, we've got the couples readings, we got the pick a card readings. And by the way, for those of you who are here, want to say the couples pick a card reading, there's one coming up in the next couple of days, so stay tuned. All right, intuitive friends. Ascending Universal Butterfly says, wow, what an amazing readings. As usual, Lexa. Loved all the information channels. So superb. Thank you so much, Ascending Universal Butterfly. Thank you so much, Monica. I do wish you the best of luck. I think something's going to give. Something's going to give. And I want to say, Monica, that your other message was saying that someone is coming through. Go back to that other message, because not this message, the one before this one, it talked about someone coming in or you not realizing something of that effect. So rewatch that message and also watch this message again so that that could be clarified for you. Okay. All right, intuitive friends, I want to say thank you to Ed G811, Monica V, and of course our um, channel moderator, Ascending Universal Butterfly. That being said, take care, intuitive friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.